I figure this way it looks like I have my hair done and it looks like I have makeup on. um, I want to talk to you guys about some things that are on my mind, and I think you might get a kick out of it and find it a little bit entertaining. Um, life is always serious, and we have a lot of trials and tribulations and daily fires. Daily fires, as in there's some sort of emergency with at least 10 people in a day, and you got to quiet down the emergency or whatever's happening. I see I don't have viewers. If I had a viewer, I would turn on the lights real quick so you can see how terrible I look. Yes, my health is pretty bad right now, physically speaking. I have a viewer. I said I would turn on the lights. Let you see exactly how horrible I look. Trust me, I feel horrible. But first, I'd rather stay here. Um, and I'd rather tell you a story, so to speak. I guess it'd be better if I left. The lights bother my eyes because right now I have a sinus infection, malnutrition, some other things going on, and just overall bad health. And as you guys have known since May, it's been working on me. It started with the TMJ and extreme weight loss, and then from there it snowballed into what we've been dealing with now. In saying all of that, there is something really big that has been eating at me since May, you know. So before I get into storytelling, do you know Tom Dunn and Through the Black? There was something that happened recently, and I want to make sure everybody understands that they did nothing wrong. They did absolutely nothing wrong. Tom and his Through the Black team are wonderful people. I've met them face to face, and they are all total sweethearts. And I believe their hearts are in the right place, but they did nothing wrong. And if I were ever to tell survivors where to go, to be honest, the first three names off my list would be Russ Dizdar SIIU team. And I hear Charity's going to be taking over. Um, Thomas Dunn and Through the Black, and Gregory Reed. Wilford Wong, but he's imprisoned. So that's how much I do love and look up to Through the Black and Thomas Dunn, that I would recommend other survivors to them. So I want that to be clear. And what happened recently was a third party lied to me, and it drove a wedge between me and my ministry, and just, oh God. When I realized that I had been lied to, of course I kicked myself in the ass. Um, I kicked myself in the ass like you've got no idea. And for months I kicked myself in the ass because I failed to use discernment. I just took someone at their word and face value. And boy, for months it just ate at me like, how am I going to be honest? I was so stupid to believe someone else's lie about a ministry that I have followed for years and met in person. Now, what am I going to do with that? So, yesterday it all came to a head, and I'm so glad I don't have to carry that around anymore. Tom and Through the Black didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. They're really great people. So, I'm sorry for my mistakes, but I'm really honestly happy that I can be honest. Because it really ate at me for a long time. It ate at me for months. I'll tell you guys, lies are so damaging. They really are. You shouldn't lie about other people or try to come in between a relationship that two parties have with each other. You shouldn't be lying or nosy busybodies because it causes so much damage. You know, people get physically sick from stress. So, yours truly is a jackass. In case you didn't notice, but I am the first one to admit when I'm wrong. And I'm just glad I could correct this situation. Well, I haven't done it with them yet. I hope the opportunity happens where I can explain myself in detail, because I feel pretty bad about it. But again, Tom Dunn and Through the Black, they've always been great people to me. All right, so let's get to the storytelling. I just wanted to get that off my chest. That was a big whammy. So, we're done with that. There's more I can talk about, more people I would love to tell I love them too, and I'm not mad at them, but there's some wolves in sheep's clothing surrounding them, and at this point, everybody's starting to look like an enemy from where I'm standing. Gabrielle, how are you? Yeshua blessings. Let's talk about the good, juicy topics. Thank you for the first 7 minutes for me to apologize and really honestly set the record straight, because things just came to a head for me last night. Like I said, it was months. And I don't have to carry it around with me anymore, so thank you for that. All right, so as you know, I do research and studies. And as you know, I love talking to people and getting their testimonies. And there's many amazing people out there I still have to respond to. I'm sorry I'm slow, but I'm not avoiding you. You're on my mind. I was honestly sick in bed today. And if I wake up tomorrow feeling like I did today, I'm going to get medical attention at the hospital because the kratom is not even touching my pain right now. I hurt so bad. Anyway, I went to go lay down and go to sleep, but I just sit here and toss and turn and I can't sleep. So, hi Lincoln. I'm here after all. Can't sleep. I slept all day. So anyway, I like to research things and I fell down some rabbit holes and I saw some videos that I forget who they were by. I can't remember who made them, but in the videos, this man did research and he found that the gods and goddesses are actually fallen angels, right? So you see Zeus and all of those. Well, we know they're fallen angels. Well, we do now, but more than that, he was able to depict which fallen angel is what what one. And this gentleman had presented his material and in his videos, I forget his name, said fallen angels are hermaphrodites. They're born with distorted sex organs. If you have delicate ears, you don't want to be here for this. So, and we know in Genesis, it says how the fallen ones were there when Adam was created back in that day, and they're going to be here going forward. Excuse me for not getting the Bible verse correct at all. But in the Bible, it talks about the giants like David and Goliath. And, well, these fallen angels mated with human women, and out came the giants, the Nephilim. Nephilim. Nephilim is plural for Nephilim. And fast forward to today, the 10 kings of Revelation, I believe, are the serpent's seed, and we know them as the Illuminati bloodlines today. So they are the descendants of Satan. Let's first get definitions right. Who is Satan? Satan, as Rustis Dar would say, is the fifth fallen cherub, Lucifer, right? So when I say Satan, I specifically mean the Antichrist, Lucifer, who is the fifth fallen cherub, who took a third of heaven with him. Okay, so that Satan is the true Antichrist because that's Lucifer. That is it. Okay. On YouTube, this man had presented his material about the fallen angels being hermaphrodites and their children. Okay, so fallen angels mated with human women, out came the giants. The man presented his material and said that the giants too were two hermaphrodites. And another reason why the mummy's bones disappear so fast is things like the Smithsonian might be covering up this information and hiding it from us, possibly, as speculation has it. As truth has it, depends. So if we had these mummies' bones, we would know that these mummies, the fallen angels who made it, okay, the fallen angels who are gods and goddesses, those angels, if we had their bones, we would know that they were born hermaphrodites. So that's hidden from us. This man did such a great job in his presentation. I'm not doing such a good job reciting it back, but he went to Pergamos and on the island of Cyrus. Am I saying that right? So he went to the physical location of Mount Olympus, and you're not allowed on Mount Olympus. And why is that? You know, the mountain where Zeus and all the gods and goddesses lived. I guess they called it Mount Olympus. Yeah, it's all military property. And this man traveled around that territory, as a matter of fact, and you got to see a little bit in the videos. And of this island and Mount Olympus. But he said the gods and goddesses, Zeus and all of that, are fallen angels. They were hermaphrodites. Their offspring, the giants, were hermaphrodites too. He went on to say, I hate drawing blanks. I need a minute. He went on to say that Zeus, as we know him, is Satan. Now, just follow me along before you get defensive, argumentative, and want to debate me. Just let me lay out this guy's material and present it to you first in full. I mean, you can talk through it. You can talk in the chat room. Before you draw a final conclusion, just hear me out. So he said the giants were also born hermaphrodites. And when he looked into the gods and goddesses, he found that they were the fallen angels. And Zeus himself was Satan. We just defined who Satan was a few moments ago, right? So that's Satan. He had been looking at these ancient statues. And there's an ancient statue, I want to say it's Apollyon, but I'm probably incorrect. But there's a picture. It's a statue, but it's a square picture. And it has, I believe, Apollyon's face on it. Apollyon is Greek for Abaddon, which is Hebrew. Apollyon, Abaddon. That was the thing in the garden that tricked Adam and Eve when they were together in the garden. Okay, so Apollyon that you read in Revelation, that's Abaddon, who is the same entity that tricked Eve and Adam in the garden. So we have that definition down. Okay, so Abaddon or Apollyon, apparently there is a sculpture type picture, and on it is Apollyon's face, but behind it is a more telling story. Behind it is Zeus mating with Apollyon. So Zeus being Satan and Apollyon being Abaddon, they're fallen angels. But the thing is I think I'm mixing something up and I'm getting something wrong. But I believe that Mercury, who is also Hermes, that is the eagle we hear about in Revelation that flies over the sky and says, "Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of earth, because the Satan has come down to you." That is Mercury, also known as Hermes. That eagle, that Revelation says, "Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of earth." That's Zeus's messenger, who is Mercury, also known as Hermes. Now, getting back to this sculpture, on the back of this sculpture, when you look at it, it's Zeus mating with Apollyon. And apparently, Apollyon is the great whore of Babylon. If my understanding of this man's material is correct. So when Zeus mated with the other, so Zeus being a hermaphrodite, then the god Apollyon being a hermaphrodite, they had offspring. Their offspring is, when we go to Revelation and it talks about the abyss being opened and out fly these locusts that sting people that don't have the mark of God on them, and the people that get stung, it's bad like a scorpion bite, and they're ailing and sick for 5 months. Well, those locusts that come out of the pit are the byproduct of Zeus, Satan, mating with Apollyon, Abaddon, and that's their offspring. And there's statues about what these locusts are going to look like. I wonder how big these locusts are going to be, if they're going to be that big or if they're going to be this tall when you stand up. Now, apparently, Apollyon, this is where I'm getting confused. Apparently, Apollyon is Zeus's wife as well as Zeus's offspring. So Zeus would be mating with its offspring, who it made its wife. That's where I'm getting confused. Or it's either Apollyon or it's either Mercury. But either way, Zeus being Satan mated with another fallen angel who had both genders, and out came these locusts that are in Revelation. Hey, it's Sandy. How are you, sweetheart? I did a video before this one, and in the video, I hope it's still up. In the video, it gives 2 links to my backup channels. Please subscribe them, Sandy, because I'm not sure how long I can hold it together on YouTube. And if I get a strike again, they're taking my entire channel from me. I mean, if they did, I would just reshoot the videos all over again. But it's just the fact I want my main channel. So the locusts that sting us and get us sick for 5 months of revelation are actually the byproduct of Satan mating with, I think it's Apollyon. And they created those locusts and these little beasts. Brooke, I'm so glad to hear from you. Please, Brooke, I would love to talk to you. I would just, it would bring some healing and a lot of comfort to me, Brooke. I fell to pieces. I couldn't, it just got to be so much, Brooke. So I fell to pieces. I exploded like a grenade and fell to pieces. So yeah, I'll definitely talk to you, sweetheart. Anyway, so where was I? Back to these fallen angels. So Satan, hey, it's Kay. How are you? I love you, sweetheart. Goodbye, all. I love you too, sweetie pie. Thank you for the Bible verses. Back to the fallen angels. So there's Bible verses in the, where was it? I just had it up the other day. I was saving it. Now I can't remember it. There's verses in the Bible that says Abba is basically saying, I will lift your skirts above your heads and show the world your shame. And that is the shame of Zeus. Zeus being Satan and it being a male with a period and a female with a penis. Also, there's ancient statues and structures that actually show these gods being pregnant and goddesses having a beard. So I think God really gave these angels everything. Both utilities, so to speak, both genders. I think God just gave them everything. And Satan has really taken sex and what's supposed to be between a husband and wife, and he has turned it into filth and smut. He's totally turned it inside out, and it boils down to him turning what a husband and wife share together into absolute, he just defiles it. He just inverts it. It's just disgusting. But these statues, I kid not, it kid you not, this man's material, I gotta find out what his name is. I posted his videos up before, but he shows the statue of a pregnant god and a manly goddess. Saturn, it seems to be the lightning rod. That's got so much symbolism. Yeah. I don't know where to start on that. I know some people who might have some videos on that. Yeah, and Satan fell like a bolt of lightning. And they're holding the lightning bolt, even Hitler's SS. And look at who they, Lucifer, right? So that lightning bolt, like the SS, the Secret Service, or what was his, the secret police. Yeah, Secret Service. Now we're watching the Fourth Reich rising. I made a bad attempt at a joke, But I saw someone else crack a joke and it got me laughing. I'm like, aha, I'm going to Holly tweak it. Okay, here's my version of the joke. They had it flip-flopped. Mangley turns to Fauci and says, hold my beer. You're not them right. Xing. I didn't want to say the word. Kill. Yeah, I didn't want to say the word. I don't know why, but yeah, you're not killing them right. Hold my beer. All of this feels like a terrible human experimentation. Oh, and I heard something interesting. How do we know that the tree in the Garden of Eden, the tree of the knowledge of truth in, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, how do we know that that tree wasn't put there or allowed to be there by Yahweh to tempt Satan? It wasn't meant to tempt Adam and Eve. Do you think, Woodward TV said this, do you think that Eve would have eaten that fruit if it weren't for Abaddon, Apollyon, to trick her? Do you think she would have eaten it on her own? I don't. I think it took Abaddon, Apollyon, to trick Eve to get that to happen. And you can tell even, I don't go by the Apocrypha as fact, I don't, but I take it as a pretty good idea of what things were like, just to open my mind to be able to envision. But in the book of Adam and Eve, it talks constantly about the trickery of Satan. Now, Satan, assuming it's Zeus, well, at this point it doesn't matter, but Satan, even then, Satan turned himself into a woman and tried to hit on Adam. And when I say hit on, I mean, do the full deed of hitting on. Read between the lines, guys. All right, so I forgot what I was saying. uh, uh, uh. I hate drawing blanks like that. Satan tried to transform himself into a woman to mate with Adam, trying most likely to get pregnant. And could you imagine how horrible that would have been if Satan were successful in tricking Adam to do something like that? And I definitely think it is possible that Satan did it. I think all of us, underestimate the trickery of Satan. I think right now we're looking at the mark of the beast. It's disguised as another name. But I think, the biggest trick the devil ever played was to fool the world into thinking he doesn't exist. Well, I think he's fooling everybody into taking his mark. Guys, can you help me? You know what I need? I can't find them, and I told my sister in Christ I'd email her. I'm looking for the videos where they have the street lights that are now black lights. Because when you go get that thing, apparently there's a vein in your forehead and in your hand that glow fluorescent in a black light. Or like those black lights that have like the purplish tint to them. They're not white, they're like a little bit off. Yeah, I think it's like under those weird lights that you can see the vein glowing fluorescent from the mark. I'm just going to call it that because it's definitely a mark of some sorts. And just too many things are just too eerily similar. It's too eerily similar. I'm not taking a chance that this is the mark. I'm going to say no to everything they're talking about. So my decisions for me will be no. To I'm definitely going to start practicing saying no now. And I asked Abba, what do I do if somebody comes to me and says, Holly, I got the, and I just saw what you read and now I'm doomed to hell. What do I do? What do I do? I love God. I don't want to go to hell. Abba, I've been in communion with Abba. I take communion every morning with him, but like between the prayer and fasting I did a month ago just to quit smoking, which I failed at today. Like, it was so I could draw closer to him and hear him better. But today, see, I drew another blank. I got off on a tangent. But today, Abba and I were talking. And he said, Holly, if somebody comes to you like that, you are to tell them, well, let me pray for you and let me pray for your salvation. And you, the person that got you should repent directly for believing their lies and for relying on their way and not Yeshua, as he is the only way. There was another Bible verse I was going to bring up and talk about too when it comes to these fallen angels. May it come back to me. But now I got like 5 thoughts all at once. I'm going to forget all of them and draw a blank. Let's see. I am to pray for them, pray for their salvation. I am to have them repent to Yeshua. And then Heavenly Abba told me that I should tell them going forward, do not get any more. If you do get more going forward, then you are willfully and intentionally going against him. But now you know, and you know the truth. Stand strong. Do not go silently into the night. That's what my shepherd told me to tell other people that got it. And on a personal note, in the Bible, when it says Abba's pouring the bowls of wrath on people, he says it a couple of times repeatedly. And I think he says it twice to make it stand out. He says, they still did not repent. He pours out another bowl, and they still did not repent. I love you, Sandy. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, Goot. Tell them, check out this video. Hey, guys, check out the videos. So much suffering if you make the wrong choice, yes. And they had a king over him, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew, in the Hebrew tongue, is Abaddon. In the Greek language would be Apollyon. Right, Goot? Yes, Sandy, we do. Gabrielle, there's too many. I am going to treat it like it is the mark. Okay, I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no. Let me just tell you, I am going to treat this like it's the mark. Be very careful, guys. People get this and they fall over dead. And I was watching some of those videos where the athletes on the field, they're like standing there and the next second you just see them go. And they're dead on the ground. They perish for a lack of knowledge. Right there, that Abba knows what he was saying when he said Yeshua is the only way. Yes, he is the only way out of MK Ultra, out of a bad time. You think there's no possibility, and he just maneuvers something that ever so slightest. He opens a door or window ever so slightest, and it brings in a vast array of opportunity and ways for you to get out. He knew what he was saying when he said people are going to perish for a lack of knowledge. They don't know enough about this thing that's being pushed on us. So they're perishing because they're going and they're getting it. And it's turning out to be the worst thing for them. Abba definitely told me, Holly, if somebody comes to you and says, they got it, no condemning spirit, no put downs. You just pray. You ask them, you tell them that they must repent, but ask them if you can pray for them, pray for their salvation, pray that I accept their repentance, and you tell them don't go get any more. But don't ever have any type of condemning spirit. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've already had people come to me and tell me they got it. Sadly, nobody said, oh, hell, I messed up. No one said that yet. I think it's Anunnaki DNA. They put it in me, and one of two things happens. You either die or you go crazy. Did you hear that guy, the Visine commercial guy for Red Eyes, the drops? He got it. Look him up. Look him up. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to talk about this stuff. I'm going to treat it like it's the mark because there's just too many things that there's red flags. And you know what? Any mark of any kind, I just don't want. Heavenly Abba already gave me a mark, guys. And you know what that mark is, right? That's my profile picture. As far as I'm concerned, I already am marked by him. So I'm not letting anybody else touch me. I'm already sealed by him. I want his sealing. I'm going to stick with his sealing. So I already got my mark. I hope that answers your question. Also, as your watchman, I don't want anyone's blood on my hands. I take this very seriously. My blood's on the line. As a watchman, as a human being, as your friend, as your sister, as somebody you hate. I owe it to you to be honest, and I owe it to you to stop you if there's danger ahead. And I think there is definitely certain danger. We're coming up on the witching hour in a little bit, so we're going to have to pray for the East Coast. And the next time zone, I think, is Central, then Mountain, then Pacific. Everybody's going to be hitting the witching hour in about 40 minutes. Yeah, I know. I told you I flopped, and I was also vomiting profusely. Don't get on me about smoking. I quit for a month. Out of that month, I screwed up probably 1 week out of that month. Now, when I say quit smoking, I also quit the vaping. It was all around quit. That's my ultimate goal. That's where I'm going. I'm not going to let me being sick this time throw me off course of fulfilling my word to Abba and making sure he knows that I love him, and I show him that I love him by taking care of myself. And again, we're the temple that he resides in. So if we don't give him a nice clean temple, Abba told me, he goes, I saw your prayer and fasting. I saw you. You're not off the hook. You got to stick to your word and stay quit. But I'm here to help you go through it. I see you genuinely want to quit. I see the reasons why you want to quit. And Yeshua's all of the above. But I'm going to help you go through it. But sometimes we first have to take the first step. Like I really wanted to quit smoking. So I took the first step and I gave it up. Then Heavenly Abba, without fail, showed up on time and he took over. All I had to do was take the first step. And before I got to land my second step, he was right in stride with me. I just had to go out on a limb and show him my sincerity. And I am still very much sincere with him. Now, I have a ministry. I officially came forward having a ministry. You guys are like, yeah, we've known for like 2-3 years. Okay, well, I'm now, I guess, admitting it since Russ Dizdar, my mentor, passed away, and his wife. I believe Charity will be picking up where Russ left off, but more than that, Heavenly Abba told me, training wheels off. Step up to the plate. So the first way I can step up to the plate is to say, yeah, I got a ministry. Where do I want to go? Uh, if you have any type of bad traumatic experience and you need someone to talk to, I will pray with you. I'll try to get you saved and baptized, set free, and freedom delivered on Yeshua's word. I'll give you the Bible, and I'll give you all the time I can possibly give. I don't have money, so as a ministry, I can never financially support anyone. I cannot be on call 24/7. I'll be here every day, though. I don't know about running live streams, but I'm going to be here every day with you guys, for you guys, and hanging out with you. So I want to get rid of everybody's demons. I want to close portals. I want to set people free from demons. I want to get poltergeists out of houses. I got a funny story I should tell you guys. I'll have Kay laughing. My last freedom deliverance encounter. And then I'll get to the quick summary of Revelation. Although, okay, the story about my closet door. Abba, was there something else I wanted to say about these fallen angels? So Satan tried to transform into a woman to mate with Adam. Could you imagine how bad that would have been? But look at it this way, how disgusting and sick and twisted Satan is to do such a thing. But also in the Bible, when God says something to the effect of, well, Eve, your seed and Satan's seed is always going to be fighting against each other. Okay. Well, yeah, it's literally going to be fighting against each other because Satan already had kids. There's a statue of Satan. It's Zeus. You want to know what Satan looks like? Go look at Zeus. Abaddon, Apollyon, there's already a sculpture of him and what he looks like. There's already sculptures of the locusts that come out of the pit that sting people for 5 months. That's been sitting right in front of our faces. So if you hear me say, hey, lift your skirt up and reveal yourself, it's because I might be suspect to you. I might be using that in a derogatory manner because I gave up cursing like a sailor, but I didn't give up being a wise ass. And that was one thing Abba told me to keep lately is my sense of humor, because my altars came to me last night while I was sleeping. There were a few of them that came to me. And I think it was all good because I believe I'm wholly reintegrating into one full person now. No broken pieces. This would be the second time I have to go through it. The first time I made a mistake, I let my ex and some plastic Christians into my life and I made bad decisions. And it damn near ran me into the ground. I fell apart. My system fell apart through all of that. So now I'm picking up the pieces. Even better this time, but and I tell my altars to be one full whole person. We're going to be stronger and more powerful. We're going to be stronger. Right now, we're weak because we're divided into pieces. Divide and conquer. No, no, Holly. They may have divided you, but they don't get to conquer you. Not until I see Yeshua HaMashiach return and conquer them first. I'm rooting for Yeshua HaMashiach. He's all my hopes, prayers, bets, and bottom dollars is down on Yeshua HaMashiach. It's going to take him and his return because of the evil being so rampant. Funny story. Um, Funny story. So, I'll try to give you a quick background. So, you know, Abaddon and the dragon being Satan, they both have been attacking me recently. I told you guys that. I drew you pictures of it. I posted it up. Yeah, they're still going at it with me, and it's bad too. Like, all the mishaps and all the bad things that physically happened to me, walking, driving, anywhere else, doing anything else. I believe Abba has his angels right next to me. That way, none of this stuff, this bad stuff, falls on me. And there's been so many close calls. You don't have any idea. Gabrielle. Okay, you're going to like this. Abba will do the rest. Oh, Coot. I love you, Coot. I've been praying for you extra lately. Thanks for sitting with me that one morning and BSing. I love your links. Shh, I love you. So, okay, the funny story. Funny story, okay. I fall under bad spiritual attack. And, you know, the sleep paralysis, the demons making me have sleep paralysis and then sexually assaulting me. And these spiritual attacks have been getting worse because now they're actually manifesting. The mummy whose genes were used in my creation, like they did to the other kids in the dumps, that mummy manifested in front of me. And I was like, but it did that because it was revealing to me my past and something about my creation. And that's about when I found Thoth Moses. When I found Thoth Moses, he brought me to the Holy Bible, where then I read about Moses being instilled with Egyptian principles, just like I had been. And right there, Project Untrigger. That's my breakthrough. A couple of months ago, I could read my Holy Bible when highly triggered and highly targeted. I call that Project Untrigger. All right, so anyway, the funny story, I'll shut up. I'm bad at telling stories. I never get around to it. So I fall under these bad spiritual attacks, and sometimes, you know, they're so bad I actually have to sit up and consciously and make a point to consciously go into offensive spiritual warfare. I repent, I close doors, no demons may be conjured in, I bind and cast down powers and principalities. Like, I'll have to get up and consciously go into offensive prayer. If I don't, sometimes the spiritual attacks, the demon attacks are so bad that sometimes when they give me sleep paralysis, it's almost too like they cast a little spell over me. So that way I don't even think to say Yeshua's name. And if I'm not thinking Yeshua's name, then I'm not fighting to speak it. And the spiritual attack can then commence until that entity is done. It is a true gift to be able to wake yourself up out of a demonic attack like that. Call out Yeshua's name, and you verbally have to say it. You can't just think, you verbally have to say it. And then at that point, go into spiritual warfare. All right, so the other night, I go lay down. I got the cat, I got the dog, and they're acting fine. All of a sudden, I start to hear a noise that I don't normally hear in my bedroom. I'll show you. Now, there was a problem with this closet in the past. I had somebody over that had STDs, sexually transmitted disease, which you can pick up through a handshake. Well, anyway, because of whatever was on that person when they left my house, that thing stayed. So I had to go through my whole house, bless the place. And then, sadly, yes, I did terminate all communication with the person. So anyway, I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden, this is what I hear. Right? And then it would stop, and then I'd hear it again. Stop. All right, so that's what I'm hearing. Is my closet door, right? And I was so tired. So I wake up, and I was so tired. It's hard to tell if it was sleep paralysis or that I was so tired I just couldn't move. Because I get like that with the fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. I get so tired, I can't roll over in bed, and my hips and my knees will get real stiff, and I'll wake up in worse pain, but I'm so tired I can't roll over. Defining things, right? Yeah, the long route. I'm too long-winded. So, I'm taking after my brother, Steve Quayle. I love Steve Quayle, and his daughter is a sweetheart, too. She is just a sweetheart, that one. Steve Quayle's daughter. I had the pleasure of meeting her briefly online. Just such a doll. So considerate and nice. All right, so, okay. So I was so tired, so I kind of hear my closet door making the noise. So I think Yeshua's name, and then I say Yeshua's name. And that came out pretty easy. But then I hear the door rattling again. And I said in Yeshua's name, be gone. Get out of here. And then I hear the closet door again. It wasn't stopping. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. I don't have self-doubt. I know that when I pray, my golden bow's there. I have his ring on my finger. He's my golden bow. I'm his white hot silver arrow. We're a perfect team in spiritual warfare. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I don't have doubt about him. And I know I just cast this demon out. And I know the kingdom of darkness has to go. So what is going on? I don't have doubt about Yeshua. And I'm thinking to myself, well, do I have doubt? And I'm just running through things in my head. I felt so stupid. Well, then all of a sudden I realized where the noise was coming from. Okay, so my closet door's rattling, right? Should have had a V8. Hey, Colin. Colin. How are ya? Okay. I hope I hit the right key. All right, so here's where the noise comes from. All right. So over there's the rattling closet door. Yes, I know. I sleep opposite. Don't ask, okay? Well, my window's broken. Right? Can you see? The frame is broken. The glass is almost fallen out. Like, it's terrible. You see the... Okay. That black thing? That's a black plastic bag. So I have that taped. Right? Hi, guys. I have it taped above the air conditioner. Well, what it was is we had wind. We had wind so bad. I feel like such an idiot. Because I'm hearing my door rattle. I'm thinking, oh my God, like I'm praying against this thing. It's still here. It's got to go. Is there some sort of self-doubt or something going on? And then I realized, I actually sat up in bed and I said, all right, Abba, like I'm going through these prayers. Like I'm awake. I'm actually sitting up, going through my prayers and nothing's working. And I don't have a sense that a demon's here either, but something's not right. Turned out that, yeah, the wind was blowing so hard that it was coming through that bag up top and making my closet door rattle. I tell you what, guys, it must have had me going for an easy 15 minutes back and forth with this closet door. I kid not. I kid not. So that was my biggest dealing with a freedom deliverance lately, is my closet door being moved by the wind. I'm binding and casting down the wind. I couldn't figure it out, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, this thing can't be here. I've used Yeshua's name enough times. I'm sitting up, I'm praying, I'm aware and praying, you know. I broke out of whatever dream. No, it was my closet door. It was the wind blowing. No idea. Now I hope my landlord comes and takes out the window, but more than that, fixes the window, because I'm scared when he takes out that air conditioner. That window's not going to close right and it's going to break. Did I tell you the first time I tried to take out that air conditioner last year, what happened? Man, another funny story. All right, well, that's a big air conditioner, right? Now I can pick up this air conditioner and I can put it in. But the problem is these windows are broken, like I just told you, right? They don't stay up, obviously. So it's broken. Well, you kind of need a person. You kind of need, you kind of need one person to hold up the window, because even the top part slides down. I love you too, Sandy. And you need a second person to take out the air conditioner. Well, I was determined to take it out myself, and well, I got stuck. I got stuck at a point, and I couldn't get the air conditioner in, and I couldn't get the window up. So it fell out of my hands. It falls out of the window, smashes down on the roof, flips again, and then literally starts sliding down my roof. I kid you not, sliding down my roof. Literally. You see these cords? I love this cord. It's quite strong. I literally grabbed a hold of it. Like down here, I literally grabbed a hold of it, and I literally had to fist over fist pull my air conditioner back up into the window. But I got stuck, so what I had to do, oh my gosh, it was a mess. I kind of had to straddle the window, right? I straddled the window. I put the both windows, the upper and bottom part, up here on my back, right? And then with my hands, I was bending over to pick up the air conditioner to literally put it back in the window so I could bring it back through and onto this side. I kid you not, my air conditioner slid down the window, slid down the roof. I almost lost it. I don't think you can really see my roof. My roof is probably shorter than my bed. It's shorter than my bed. So I almost lost my air conditioner. So this year, I will either hold the window or I will take out the air conditioner, but I will definitely have a second person. I would have paid. Could you have imagined being my neighbors across the street, looking out your window to the roof of my house and seeing my air conditioner fall out of the window, slide down the roof? I grab it. I have to reel it back up. Then I'm like, I literally had to straddle the window to bring the window up, to then fish the air conditioner into the window. Oh my goodness, what? What a mess. What a mess. I tell you, anytime I go to do something, man. If you need comic relief, just watch me for about 2 hours. Guaranteed you'll. I'll have you rolling on the floor about something. Oh, crap. Aw, Sandy. I'm humbled. Rockstar. No, but I do drink those. The Rockstar energy drinks. I love you, Sandy. You're such a sweetheart to me. I truly don't deserve it. Wow, Colin, that's scary to me. He put a. I had a shadow person try to abduct me. He put a force field on me. The more I struggled, the more my energy was used against me. I chanted the Lord's Prayer and it went. Really? Geez, I have fallen under spiritual attacks. Well, maybe those spiritual attacks were because I had to pray and fast to get rid of them. And that's why the prayer alone wasn't cutting it, was that the fasting had to be added to it. I answered my own question. Colin, when you said that, Colin, yeah, it scared me. My altar, it scared my altar because that sounds so familiar. The more I struggled, the more my energy was used against me. Yeah, it's like when you put, you know, those Chinese, what do they call them, Chinese finger cuffs, you know, where you put your fingers together, you take the other hand, you put your two first fingers together, and you put it inside that Chinese woven straw type thing. And when you pull your hands apart, it gets tight and you can't get it off your fingers. So you have to push your fingers together and then it loosens it up. The Chinese finger traps. Thank you. That's what it feels like, right, Colin? It feels like that, the Chinese finger traps. And it's hard not to struggle, man. It's hard not to struggle. Sometimes when I get sleep paralysis, I say, Holly, don't open your eyes. You're going to see what is attacking you. And let me tell you, I opened my eyes. Abaddon, that thing that attacked Eve, when I listened to the book of Adam and Eve, it drew me very close to Heavenly Abba. And to stop that progress in my relationship with him, Abaddon came at me and attacked me. And Colin, I looked, part of me said, Holly, don't look. You're going to see it. Holly, don't look. I opened my eyes. So if I'm laying down, this thing was standing above me. Out of the corner of this eye, I saw the thing's hand or arm. I don't know what you call it. Here, wait a minute. Where did it go? If I have it readily available, I can show you pretty. Yeah, it's right here, as a matter of fact. And it was, guys, you got to listen to your dreams. Sometimes, yes, you work your stress out in dreams. Sometimes you will have a dream about an incoming or ongoing spiritual attack. Pay attention to the details in dreams. It'll give you ideas how to properly pray. I drew a picture of the attack. This happened recently. That's what I saw. All right, see, it's upside down. Well, now I'm right side up. So this thing stood over me. It stood over my bed. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw that arm. it looked like almost a mechanical metal plastic type of arm. It didn't look like a human arm or like an animal's arm. It almost looked like a, a mechanical arm of some sort. And I saw that mechanical arm with this thing, that little sharp thing, or that sharp tooth, or that sharp claw. I don't know, man. The dream. I was having a dream, right? So I'm laying in bed, having a dream. Nice, beautiful dream, too. I kid you not. So in the dream, it was beautiful, billowy clouds on a beautiful day. All of a sudden, in the dream, a strong wind comes along and blows the clouds away. And then I see this big tornado break out. And that's when the attack was happening from Abaddon. I opened Apollyon. I opened my eyes, and out of the corner of my eye, that's when I saw that arm. And so sometimes, honestly, guys, I tell myself when I'm in a spiritual attack, oh, God, Holly, don't open your eyes. You're going to see it. You don't want to see it. I'll tell you guys, looking at those things is so scary. When you're going to laugh, I don't care. When I was on the SSP, the Sacred Space Program, and I was in the swastika-shaped hospital on the moon, when I came out of my hospital room and I saw those different species of aliens walking around, I literally passed out onto the floor. A nurse had to come along, literally get out a spatula, some Pam in a spatula, spray the Pam all over me, and then with the spatula, dig me up off the floor and put me back in my hospital room. So, to the average person, these little gray aliens are not a walk in a park. They are scary. They are frightening. The mere sight of them can make you go insane. There was some big hole or something I saw on like the show, like Unexplained Mysteries. It may have been Unexplained Mysteries. The guy has an accent. And he was talking, I think about, it was over in Russia. There's a big hole. Was it Russia or no? Ukraine? No. Some country over there. They built a castle on top of what they called a literal physical portal to hell. So I guess there's an opening deep on the ground, and there was so much bad paranoia activity that long ago, they literally built a castle to keep all the bad stuff in. And when you go by this castle, they say you can hear clawing on the castle walls of these things trying to come out physically. And was it Bavaria? Tsunami dreams. I've had tsunami dreams. Oh my goodness. The tsunami dreams get me. Because sometimes I don't know if it's the Holy Spirit coming and resting upon me and anointing me. Because in a lot of dreams that Abba gives me, he uses water. Or if it's going to be an actual tsunami where water's coming over the hills, I'm going to be drowned. You know, the dam breaks. We're under 50 feet of water in 2 seconds. I get them too, Colin. We got to pay attention to the detail in our dreams. It can tell us how to pray, what's happening. I always make it to high ground. Oh, thanks, Goot. The Lord's Prayer in ancient Aramaic. Thank you. That's awesome. That's a link I'm going to have to come back and get after this is over. That's awesome. You rock, Goot. Okay. Oh, I didn't get to... Yeah, these spiritual attacks are like... They're getting worse. So, like, if all of a sudden a demon manifests on you guys, Number one, you're not going crazy. And yes, the spiritual warfare has gotten that bad. Also, guys, I need you to keep on top of two things. Always close your back door and pray against incoming retaliation attacks from the enemy. And also, people have been astral traveling. They've also been astral projecting themselves. So, guys, when you engage in spiritual warfare, don't forget you bind and cast down these demonic spirits they're using to be able to astral travel, remote view, astral project, and send telepathic messages. When a person tampers with the kingdom of darkness and summons these spirits for whatever reason, these light beings, and just because they're light doesn't mean they're good. It could be a fake, false, divine. Damn, I forgot what I was saying. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that word, Abba. I could have done better that time. I'm sorry, Abba. I'm sorry to my audience. Okay. Pray against retaliation attacks. And what was the second thing? The remote viewing and astral projecting. Okay. Those attacks, 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. Don't forget to pray against those type of attacks, because honestly, guys, every time I get in my car, within seconds, I feel somebody sitting in the back seat. People say that sometimes their ears ring, sometimes their hair stands up on end, or sometimes they get like a tingly feeling in their cheeks. Some people can outright just see the astral travelers. These astral travelers do cloak themselves to, I pray for you, Sandy. Oh, absolutely, Colin. Please feel free. If you guys want to share links, you're always free to. Yes. Yes, Colin, please. Thou shalt not be observers of time, remote viewing. Yep. Please share it. Ooh, Project Untrigger. You just added to Project Untrigger. So that's the time travel. I can apply that to Pegasus and Project Seagate, and I can conquer those MK Ultra programming with that one sentence that you just said alone, Colin. That one sentence that you said alone, that's like, what do they say, those gold nuggets? That's what you watch an interview for 3 hours just to get that nugget of gold. That's what you threw at me. Remote viewing is talked about in the Bible, and God tells us not to do it because we should not be observing time. Remote viewers is they say going backward in time, going forward in time, or they say it's stepping outside of time to be able to see the past, present, and future. But there's also MK Ultra and Super Soldier projects in the dumb where they have a literal physical Seagate. So you can literally physically go through the Seagate and go back or forward. So God knows what when he said Yeshua's the only way. Yeah, he's the only way. He's the only way out of darkness, self-condemnation, self-judgment, which I do to myself. In 4 minutes, it's going to be 3 a.m. Thanks, Colin. I'm going to have to check that out. I may have to ask you for the link again. I can't grab it now because it'll flip my screen around and interrupt the recording. So, whether you're doing it physically or doing it in the spirit, thank you, Colin. The Bible says, don't do it. And that makes so much sense, Colin. Thou shalt not be observers of time. And what's time? Hey, it's George. How are you, sweetheart? It's great to see you. It's been a while, hon. Oh, George, and for everybody out there, I think on the video before this one, I have a video up that says I got my channel back. Please click on that video because in the description box of the video, I put 2 links, and those are 2 links to my backup channels. I'm not going to be running from my main channel. I popped up here to let you guys know I'm back, but I'm going to spend a few months off my main channel, and I'm going to spend that time on my backup accounts. Also, I'll be broadcasting from FringeRadioNetwork.com every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Abba told me training wheels off, step up to the plate. Russ is my mentor. You know where Russ started broadcasting? FringeRadioNetwork.com. I'm following in the footsteps of my mentor, who's following in the footsteps of Yeshua HaMashiach. Right? So I think, that's where I believe Russ started really officially broadcasting, FringeRadioNetwork.com. And now I'm broadcasting from there. So I just need to put better content in my videos. And just lately, I've been taking the long-winded version to tell everybody a story, and that's not always appealing. Oh, man, you got that right. I loved him, too. I'm in 3-month strike? Okay, I got your backup channels. Hey, if you want to drop your backup channels, the link to your channels in the description box, you can. I think I got all your backup channels. A lot of times, Colin, I drop into your chat. I should always say, hi, I'm lurking behind the scenes. But if you ever get a like, and you notice the like button being flipped, and you don't see anybody saying hello, it might be me lurking. I got to give Lynn a call, too. Lynn and Kathleen, I got to catch up with so many people. I've been meaning to talk to Lynn now for 3-4 months. That's atrocious. I got to give her a call. Lynn's my BFF, my meek best friend forever, and yet I don't talk to her like we are best friends. I seldom get to talk to her, and that's awful on my part. I need much better communication. I want more time during the day so I can spend more time with you guys. Honestly, when I call you guys, we talk for 1 hour, 2 hours. I got to start cutting it off after that because that's a long phone conversation. But no, really, when I talk to you guys, I mean, I talk to you. I spend time with you. There's someone that I've been talking through an email, and I got an email from them the other day, and I started reading it, and I'm like, wait a second, time out. I'm still processing the first email because they had posed a question to me. And really, I took some time thinking about it, which led me to another question that I got an answer to. I pray against that in Yeshua's name, and it is also the witching hour, too. I saw that. Get away from my house in Yeshua's name. Now I got distracted. Yes, this is getting off the topic, but really random. I had been asked this by a ministry, but now I do have an answer. Can a person be programmed with worlds in their head where they know where every altar is and what they're doing? So you could have an altar that's a mailman, an altar that's a cop, an altar that's a housewife, an altar that's a school teacher. But in worlds, it's programmed in your mind that there's maybe different rooms, or it's an amusement park, or it's a library, or it's a world unto itself. But in that world, you see all of your altars doing different things, and you know where they are. It turns out, yes. I don't know if you're intentionally programmed like that, or if it just winds up happening. That I think with all survivors, yes, at a point, there comes a time where there's certain places in your mind that's comfortable for your altars, and they will run there when they're scared, or someone else is using them as a scapegoat, or if I myself am not treating myself nice. It's not a laughing matter. It's really not, because I'm paying a desperate price for it. I lost my period, and now I'm not pregnant. You'd have to have a boyfriend and have sex for that, and I don't have either. And I'm not looking for either one. Either. I'm already married. Plus, I haven't met anybody yet that suits my fancy. So, as far as I'm concerned, Yeshua HaMashiach is my perfect man. I get to keep him, not you. Hey, Paul! I was thinking about you just before I ran the live stream. Ooh, I was thinking about you, Paul. Aramaic is the Semitic tongue of Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, North Israel, whereas Amharic. Oh, Goot, I made a mistake earlier with one of your posts, how I read it. Amharic is a Ethiopian Semitic language. Oh, so Aramaic, and then there's a Amharic, which that's the Ethiopian version versus the Israel type version. Everybody sub to Collins. Colin plays videos, and we sit and talk to each other through the videos, and we sit and learn on Colin's chat room together. I love it. I love when you do that, Colin. Hey, I don't mean to be planting any bad ideas, and I certainly don't want to undermine anyone. We should first and foremost always check with Charity Dizdar, Russ and Shelley's daughter. And we should also double check with the SIIU team. But if we can play Russ Dizdar's training courses, listen to his training courses while talking to each other, do you know how beneficial that would be for all of us? All country flags surrounding Israel are red, black, green, and white, the four colors of the horsemen. Wow, Colin, thanks for bringing that up. I think you told me that. You told me that years ago. You told me that years ago. That's your testimony. You're the one that taught me that. Hey, Colin, do you have any videos of the street lights being put up as black lights, or black lights being put up as street lights, where it's got that like purplish hue or tint to it? I think that's so people who made the choice to get the thing, they have a vein that glows fluorescent, and the veins in their forehead and in their hand. And if somebody stands under those lights, the person glows. Have you come across any of those videos? If you do come across videos like that, Colin, would you drop me a link? I told someone a couple days ago I'd find videos for them, and I haven't found any yet. But I remember watching these videos because that was not my idea. That was somebody else's idea. And, you know, I only posed the question. I posed, is that why they have black lights? So the people that did get they have a vein in their forehead and in their arm that glows for fluorescent, and that would just be an easy, surefire way to identify if somebody did get would be to have those kind of lights, right? And Klingon hybrid, I think my friend Klingon hybrid's married too. Give my love to your wife as well. And if I'm confusing you with another person, I'm completely embarrassed. I apologize. I'm trying to keep people straight and keep people's testimonies straight. And it's embarrassing. I get things mixed up and confused. I get people mixed up with each other, and just nightmare. Like at times I feel like I got dementia, you know? But everybody that pops in my head, I try to pick up the phone and actually call them, to be honest with you. Because there must be a reason why they're popping in my head, right? I had 3 phone calls today. I think I was on the phone 5 hours tonight and an hour this morning. 2 hours this morning if you include my video. 7 hours on the phone. Man, I wish I had a 900 number. You know how much money I'd make for that time? Yeah, guys, you can call me whenever you want. 1-900-HTV. Only $1.99 for my predictions. No tax. I'm kidding. I stole that from Twisted. Story of Our Lives, that song. That song. I wonder what this band is doing nowadays with what's happening with what I am treating as the mark. I am treating this with heavy prejudice, and I'm treating it like it is the mark of the beast. I'm going to practice saying no right now, and the only one I'm bowing to is him. Safi's going to be happy. I'm getting electrolytes, and I was able to hold down about that much cottage cheese. Today is, I finally ate today, which is day 5 of not eating. It wasn't intentional that I didn't eat. Trust me, it was not intentional. Sometimes I wonder, is it stress? Sometimes I wonder, is it MK Ultra programming coming forward? And there's that destructive programming that happens, and maybe it's messing with my appetite, messing with my health in some sort of way. So I think that all different reasons are applicable. Wayne Kerr, drop the E. I walked right into that one, didn't I? My name is Wayne Kerr. Leave a right now. We taught Ted. I definitely walked right into that one. You got another one, Colin? I'm kidding. It feels good to laugh. Abba's been telling me to keep my sense of humor. He tells me I'm going to need it. I deal with a lot of heavy stuff all the time. You know, I hate to see people go through deprogramming. I'm glad that people go through the healing process, but it's so grueling to watch them go through it because, like, I just want to make everything better for the victim. But I can't do that. It takes them, it takes time, and number one, it takes Yeshua. Mike Hunt, but it's a bit too rude for here. I didn't. I knew you were going to give me another one. I didn't realize it was going to be that one. Whatever. Jeez, like, what should be a curse word is Hillary Clinton. I got a question. Why do people pray for the serpent seed bloodlines? Why do people bother praying for Satan to get saved? Why don't we... Thank you, Colin. I have a sense of humor. I got a sense of humor. You know I got a sense of humor, Colin. I love you, Colin. It's great to see you. It's such an honor to have you in my chat room. Misty Rose, how are you? Yeshua blessings. Thank you, Misty. I cried a little bit today over Russ and Shelley Dizdar passing. a little bit. It still feels like a shock. And I got to tell you, I never had a mentor before, so I never had a mentor die on me. I never had a mentor before, and Russ was it. God led me to Russ. But I play Russ's videos day in and day out, and it almost seems to create an environment where it feels that Russ is still alive. And I just don't want to create that environment, because the truth is he's gone on, but I'm retaking all of his training courses a second time. This time I'm taking notes. The first time I just listened, but now I'm taking notes and really going through it. And I miss him. I miss him. I remember listening to his training videos. I remember listening to them in 2015. And now here I am, 2021, listening to them again. And I'm remembering, oh yeah, I remember this video. I listened to it 6 years ago. I listened to it 5 years ago. And here I am listening to it now because Russ is gone. I like my life better now than the first time I went through listening to those videos. Not that it was like a BAT 313, that's programming, mind control programming. 3 alters come forward at one time, and there's 13 layers. And that's for one project. So I've been in a project for every letter of the Greek alphabet. Well, that's 24 projects right there, not including all the extra ones I went through, like Seagate, Pegasus, Ibis, you name it. They put us kids through it. I say us kids, but I mean, it's just parts of me don't understand how I'm 47 right now. I'm like, because I feel so young inside. But I've always been young at heart, and I've always looked like a kid, which is probably why people treat me like a kid. I don't care. It makes no difference to me, but it can be frustrating sometimes because people underestimate me. Thanks, Misty. How many kids do I have? I don't have kids. I was a part of the breeding programs in the DUMS. I do remember. I don't talk a lot about that because it's hard. We can talk about it now, but I have to remember no names. No Russ. We're all miracles. Oh, did Russ have? Thank you. Okay. Good, because I don't want to talk about what I've done wrong. I've been forgiven for why I don't have a family. I think one. I think it's only Charity. I'm pretty sure it's only Charity. Do you see how pretty she is? Oh my God. She's beautiful, girl. You can see Russ and Shelly in her too. She looks like both of them put to she. I trust the SIIU team. I love the SIIU team. Every member on the SIIU team, I love them. I just love them. Like, they can do no wrong in my eyes. And I shouldn't be like that. I should not put ministries or any man on a pedestal. It should only be Jesus there. I should not make another man my hero. I should make Yeshua my hero. And that's where I'm wrong. And that was a lesson I had to learn after like 7 years. You don't put man on pedestal. They make a lot of mistakes. You may like their work, love their work, but don't put them on a pedestal that You're not seeking God first on every situation. You're rather seeking them as a know-it-all. No, 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 no. You and God are capable of making decisions all on your own. Trust him. Trust Yeshua. Stand on Abba's promises. I do. I love all the SII YouTube. I would love if they had channels. So now that I have an official ministry, and it's only official since like a week now, 2 weeks, I want to take it to a good place, so I'm going to do better with my videos. What were we talking about? It's like 3:16 right now. Yes, you are my family. Abba led me to you guys. He led me to you guys. I'm not lying about that. He gave me dreams. I followed my dreams. Geez, all my life I've been told by people, Holly, follow your dreams. Well, guess what, guys? I followed my dreams and look where we are. I'm sitting here with you fine folks today. He led me to you. I needed friends. I asked Heavenly Abba for 12 friends, just like he had. I mean, 12 friends that really are sold out on him, you know? And he led me to you guys. I went from zip to trillions, so to speak. I went from nothing to everything. And yeah, I know for a fact that you guys are my direct blessings from Heavenly Abba. But I know for a fact he led me to you because I've been having dreams about almost all of you since the year 2013. And I'm not lying. People always ask me, how do you know? How do you know? I don't know. He's the one telling me. You kidding? I still have that surreal effect. Wow, my dreams come true. Wow, I have direct communication with the beginning and the end, the great grand almighty I am. Like, how come you guys don't know is my question. How come you can't tell someone's saved? How come you don't know? Just like you asked me how I know, well, how come you don't know? I had dreams and visions all my life. I told you about the rape story, right? Hey, Doc, I was thinking about you too. Yes, and I'm still awake, Doc. I'm still awake. You couldn't sleep, Misty? Oh, I'm happy to see you too, Misty. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad to still be awake because I've been going to sleep early and I haven't seen like the night crew of my friends in a year. So, but you guys, I want to encourage you guys about your dreams and visions. Abba is subtle. Abba does not force himself on you. He is not invasive. He is not abrasive. He doesn't force himself on you. When they say it's a still small voice, yeah, because he's subtle. He gives you a slight nudge. He doesn't. You know how demonic attacks are, right? Yeah. God doesn't communicate with us the way demons communicate with their minions. God doesn't drop in on us unannounced, wake us up in the middle of the night and do bad things, right? He does not do that. Happy Sunday. I'm a time travel. You're back in the past now. You're in the future But no, you're actually back in the past right now. Now, if I were to come on your channel, I'd be in the future. But no, you come on my channel, you go back to the past. We're going to have to go to Doc Michael's channel to get to the present. Doc Michael's got the present. Darn, what was I ranting and raving about? You keep getting kicked back here every time you time travel. Well, oops, sorry. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say, and I can't remember now. Ow. Are you okay, Doc? I'm sorry, Doc. I didn't mean to drop you. It's a good thing I didn't take you and go like that. It was an accidental drop, not an intentional throwing. We all love you back too. Oh, don't even pretend. You know me too well, Doc. Shh. Shh. There's something I was saying about Abba or wanted to say about him. I can't remember. I got something on my mind. Yes, Holy Spirit. I want to say this. I love all of my ministries. From Coach Dave till Silver to Now You See TV, Dan Bedondi, Doug Hagman. I love all my ministries. I've hit turbulence with a couple of people because of what other people did to me. But as far as my ministries go and the people that I discuss, I have nothing but nice things to say about Coach Dave and about Dan Bedondi and Now You See TV and Daily Renegade and Plain Flyer. I absolutely love these people, and they are my heroes. Now, I know only Yeshua is supposed to be my hero, but I mean, I got favorites, and I love these people with all my heart. I really do. And I would recommend anybody go to their ministries. However, in the future, though, I am going to be honest with you. And if you come to me in private and you're confiding in me genuinely and sincerely, I will be genuine and sincere back. And if somebody has hurt me or lied to me, I will have your back, as in, I will give you a heads up so that way you don't walk into a disastrous situation, so at least you're prepared. But survivors have that soft spot in my heart, and I'm all about them because I am one. And I don't want anybody traumatizing them any more than they've been traumatized. And that's paramount. And they need somebody in their corner. You should hear how my support system talks to me. They had me on the floor today. My pillar, Safi, pedo huntress. The nurturing and the mothering, the nurturing. And she was like, "Oh, you don't feel so good, sweetheart." And she was like, I know you got it hard. You're on your own. What's wrong? At just the way she talked to me, I was like, ah! I'll tell you everything. What do you want to know? I will answer all of your questions. What do you want to know? Thank you for how nice you're treating me. So if you have any questions, please ask away. I'll tell you anything and everything you want to know. Just, just so marvelous. My shepherd spoke through Bonnie Huff. I heard my shepherd speak through Greta. I heard my shepherd speak through Lincoln tonight. He asked me where I wanted to take my ministry. Uh, yeah. You know who I'd say? Sherry Clausen, the SIIU team. Russ Dizdor's SIIU team. Doc, I can't remember anybody else's name from his team, but if I saw their face, I'd be like, that's the SIIU team. That's them. That's them. In California, who's out in California? I wonder if I don't have any connections to L.A. Marzulli. I mean, I could reach out to him. One time I tried to reach out to L.A. Marzulli so he would say happy birthday to Tom Dunn because I knew Tom Dunn loved L.A. Marzulli. So I sent L.A. Marzulli a message and I said, will you please give Thomas Dunn a shout out to you? He absolutely adores you. And I don't know if L.A. Marzulli ever did, but I mean, that's how much I think of my ministries. I will go and beat down somebody else's door to get that person to come back to my ministries, to make my ministries happy. You know, I'll give you the email addresses I have. I can give them to you right now, Doc. Why don't I give them to you right now? Because then I can give them to everybody all at the same time. Because these are the email addresses that I use. Typically, I mean, if you're in a bad predicament, I always suggested you got to get up and go to a conference and seek these people out face to face because doing it online, too many people slip through the cracks, too many messages get missed. And I'm not blaming people for that. It's the laborers are few, so the laborers that are there, they're inundated. Yeah, if you need something to do, you're bored, go into the freedom deliverance field. You won't be bored. There is way more than enough work. There is way more victims. You could be counseling 5 victims right now. I'm dead serious, guys. The laborers are few. If I can encourage you to stand up, especially now that Russ is deceased. Guys, he trained us. Russ is the best of the best of the best. He trained us, so let's get up and kick it. Since January. Okay. We'll touch base on the phone. I'm going to say, Doc, because of some mishaps in the past, I don't usually reach out to them unless I am SOL. I don't, because I have their videos. I typically work through it. And I got you and a great support system, Doc. I don't reach out to them unless it's an extreme emergency. And the reason being, Doc, is because in the past I've been gullible. I didn't, like I was saying at the very beginning of this video, I failed to use discernment. I took people at their word. I was tricked. I was lied to. And a third party on several different occasions, there was a third party that used me to try to get to the ministries, try to get to Rush, try to get to Tom, try to get to Gregory Reed. It got to the point that at the beginning of the year 2020, I wrote to Gregory Reed and I said, listen, Gregory, unless I personally have a problem, I'm not going to write to you. So if somebody else is contacting me to contact you, I'm not going to do that. I notice that sometimes people answer me right away, and I don't want to abuse that privilege if I don't really have a problem. And Doc, so many people in the past tricked me and they lied to me, and it damaged my relationship with the ministry. And it got to the point where it was my idea to tell them, I'm not calling unless there's an emergency. And I feel like such a dipstick, excuse the language, but I feel like a dip for falling for someone's lies. Hey, Colin. Yeah, tonight. Tonight, when I get done with this, Doc. Doc, though, I won't be able to stay on the phone for like an hour because I'll be wanting to go to bed, but we're going to talk tonight. I'm even going to write it down so I don't forget. And yeah, it's embarrassing, but sometimes my memory is that bad that I have to write these things down because I get distracted quickly and easily. And it's really embarrassing that I say one thing and do another, and it's solely for the fact that I can't remember that I said I would do it. Doc. I'm trying to get her out of the apartment with that. Oh, you got to have an escape plan. I had to escape a relationship once, and I had the cops help me. The cops helped me. Homicide, FBI, regular police department, they all helped me. What a story. I planned to leave him, but that was only going to be possible if the cops arrested him. I had to go away. I did at the time, we did a catering job, and we went away to a pool club. And he, of course, he always started in on me. But that night in particular, everybody was paying attention. And I was nervous as shit, Colin, and I'll be honest with you. The cops even knew, too. They were like, huh, you had too much of a little bit of liquid courage there, huh? You know what, Holly? You're out, you got out, let it out. We're glad that you just got out. But anyway, the cops showed up the next morning, and they stood there and they said, the cops said, we got a call, there's been a disturbance. Who's Holly Baglio? And I'm like, I am. They said, we got a call, there's a disturbance. Will you please come with us? And I said, wait, my purse. He goes, what did he say? He said to me, he goes, I can't remember. He said something. He goes, forget your purse and take a walk with me. Something like that. You know, Holly Baglio, we had a call. There was a disturbance. Are you being beaten? And they said, okay, well, you know, come with us. I'm like, wait, my purse, my purse. He's like, forget your purse. Take a walk with me. So I walked with him, and as I followed him to the parking lot, there was another set of cops that I didn't see that came up, went up to him at the catering job, threw him in handcuffs, and arrested him for domestic violence. So I had to plan my escape. I planned it with my friends. I planned it with the cops. Otherwise, he was never going to get out of my house and I was going to end up dead. He had a friend, when I did get rid of him, he had a friend come up from the south out of state purposefully to kill me. I had to call up homicide and say, I've called on behalf of other people and their safety, but I'm embarrassed to tell you, he's still coming after me and he's got a friend now to help him kill me. So I'm kind of actually calling you for me this time and not because somebody else is being murdered. Yeah, I didn't like that situation very much. Didn't make me feel so good. Hey, Lincoln, it's good to see you. I mentioned you throughout the video. Yeah, absolutely, Doc. Colin, you are good at spotting things in pulp culture. I mentioned you in the video a couple of times, Lincoln. When I prayed for her, I saw a vision of a woman walking knee deep across Flat River with a building burning in the background in the dark of the night. You know what? You could take that either two ways. I would rather take a positive way that she's coming out of the situation and she's going to leave the situation. She's going to be fine. And that water that's knee deep, that's the Holy Spirit that's with her and he's going to help her through this. That would be my interpretation to that dream, Doc, if you asked me. And I'm not saying that just because of the conversation we're having. I'm saying that because when I read it, that was the first thing that popped in my head. There is no plan. We'll talk, Doc. But that was bad, though, because that guy was living in my house. So it wasn't that I just had to get rid of him. He had to get out of my house. It was bad. And then he was calling me from the jail. I'm ready to enlist in the army just to turn the tide. Yay! Sandy, you're making heaven sing. And I get the pleasure of hearing them. Rustistar has the training courses and they're all for free, Sandy. But the first thing, the biggest thing, and the main thing, prayer. I know it sounds wimpy, weak, and stuff like that, but prayer is actually opening up the door and making an opportunity for Heavenly Abba to be able to walk into the situation and start healing through the blood of the Lamb. So when you pray, you're giving Abba a situation to come into and heal. If you don't pray, then Abba won't have the opportunity to enter into that situation to heal the person and stuff like that, right? Sorry, my cell phone's going dead. I said I was going to do like a quick summary of Revelation. But I don't know if I'm going to have a chance. Oh, speaking of which, I think I understand the next part. When we did our Revelation studies, this was a month ago on YouTube before my 2-week block, I was doing a Revelation Bible study. Well, the part that I stopped at, I think Revelation 14 or 16, I'm not sure, but it gets to the part of the harvest and Abba's wine press. Well, at the time, I didn't understand it. Now, a few weeks later, I understand what the Bible study is. So when I go back into Revelation and we read it together, I can then explain it better because I'll have an understanding. But basically, that's not a rapture. That's Heavenly Abba getting rid of the tares and keeping us who are awake and ready to just, yeah, you pray. You know, when victims wake up and start deprogramming, that's basically what you do, Sandy, is you listen to them. Encourage them to get out every detail, no matter how fantastical it might sound. Just get out all the details they can. Draw pictures if it helps. Write descriptions to those drawings if it helps. But get them to talk in depth as much as possible when they're done giving you their testimony of the secret space program, which you don't believe, and you don't believe there's water on Mars. It doesn't matter what you believe. What matters is that you got them talking, and then after that you say, okay, well, let's pray together. And you pray for Abba to come into this situation, give them curing and healing, and then, whatever you discussed in the conversation, you bring that up and say, Heavenly Abba, please work with Holly to understand how the SSP and being on Mars ties back into the Bible, so that way she can find Bible verses, like with what Colin did with me. He said about the Bible verse, God tells us not to be, observers of time. Well, that alone, because I can take my experiences and literally relate them back to the Bible. Time travel. Moses time traveled. Elijah time traveled. I was in Pegasus. I was in Seagate. So I walked through the gate. I time traveled. Well, now I can take that time travel experience and literally relate it back to the Bible and literally be reading sentences in the Bible where God's talking about time traveling. It conquers the MK Ultra programming. It opens a door for him to have an opportunity to come in and fix the situation. Hey, Doc, yeah, I'm going to get going too because it's 3:45. And now my sleep schedule's all screwed up. So, Heavenly Abba, is there anything else that I can say in this video? I'm having a good time, guys. And it's good to sit with you for a while, Sandy. But yeah, the prayer is real big. You listen, you pray, and then you check up on them. Like with me, I chew things over for a couple of days. It takes me a while. I really thoroughly beat a topic to death, so to speak, Look at it inside out and try to dissect it as much as I can and try to look at it from different angles. I didn't get to do the summary of the Revelation Bible study, so I'm going to have to change the title of this video. I don't feel good either, Doc. My headache's coming back. And if I don't lay down, I'm going to fall down and vomit. I got you too, Sandy. I love you, sweetheart. It's really good to see all of you. Misty, Paul, Colin, Lincoln, and I'm forgetting people. Gut Viol, George. If I'm forgetting anyone, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. We got Misty, Paul. Who's that? Kay, Gabrielle. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I'm back to say goodnight. Sorry I fat fingered it. Doc, I'm going to give you a call when I finish this. And then after you, Doc, I'm definitely hitting the hay. Lincoln's like, yeah, you better go to sleep, Holly. You were supposed to go to sleep 2 hours ago. Lincoln, I couldn't sit still in bed. I kept tossing and turning, so I just got up. But it was great to talk to you finally and catch up with you. I need to give Kathleen Bemis a call back. Oh, man, I just, sometimes I'm a shitty friend. I don't get to call my friends back when I want to call them back because I lose energy and I get drained. And there's not enough hours in the day. All right, guys, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, I have nothing but nice things to say about you guys. Yes, I truly mean it when I say I love you. And yes, I tell the rest of the world behind your back how much I love you and how great you are and how wonderful you treat me and how much I look up to you. The only time I have something bad to say about someone is if they lie to me, and those lies are very dangerous. But I know that my friends and I go through ups and downs in our relationships, but there's always going to be one thing that comes out on top. We love each other, and that's all that matters. The love we have for one another above one is what matters the most. Sometimes we can see past it, and sometimes we terminate relationships. But for the most part, I have to say, with real, true Holy Spirit believers that are filled and overflow with the Holy Spirit, 10 times out of 10, we make up. We do. And it's a bittersweet. Bitter because it didn't need to happen, but sweet because we're not separated. You know, guys, don't ever let a third party come in between you and a relationship you have with someone else. Don't make the same mistakes I have. And please, guys, remember my backup channels are in the description box of the video that I ran before this one. Please subscribe to them because I'll be broadcasting from them to spare this main channel. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I just lost altitude, and I think Doc is only going to have about 5 minutes to talk to me, and my eyes are going closed. And when they go closed, I think I really want to be in bed for it, because I'm the type of person where I will literally fall asleep while I'm walking. Do you know I fell asleep driving one time? I kid not. When I get tired, I'm tired. My body's going to sleep. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm going to sleep. So on that note, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's still the witching hour. So I'm going to pray for all of the United States of America, all for the world, to be safe and sound during the witching hour. It was great to see you guys. I love you. Good. And Colin, it was really great to see you guys. I'm honored you were in my chat room. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about Revelation tomorrow. I think that's a really important book for us to understand, and I believe I understand it. I believe, well, not all of it, but I believe I have a clear understanding. So in the meantime, I pray. I pray that Heavenly Abba seals you. He seals your loved ones. And I pray he seals your fur babies in Yeshua's name. I pray he seals you and protects you. And I pray that harm and weapons from the enemy never fall on you and they pass over you. I pray that he seals you safe and sound so nothing evil ever touches you. I pray that you're sealed and safe and sound through the tribulation for that 7-year judgment period that I believe it to be. People disagree, but we're not doing the disagreement. You can believe what you want to believe, but I'm sticking with the truth Abba's been showing me, and I just want to pray that we are sealed, that we are safe and sound, that he protects us, no harm befalls us, and I pray that we are able to make him happy and open every opportunity for him to be with us and help us through all journeys in life. On that note, guys, I really, really love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. It was great seeing you again, Sandy. It's been so long. Have a beautiful night, sweetheart.